Christmas or not. I hope that you've had some time to relax during this time. This is also a time of reflection as we see that 2023 is quickly coming to a close. So, welcome to another episode of Roots Connections on Q, right here on Q95, the big station. Whether you're joining us from wherever you're joining us from, it is great to be back with you for our number one program for featuring the people, the organizations, the projects, new and ongoing, and initiatives which are geared towards moving Dominica forward, especially as it relates to securing financial opportunities for our brothers and sisters at home in Dominica and the wider world. And as we're getting started, Lambi, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but one of our guests should be waiting to enter on StreamYard. So if you can let him in, that would be greatly appreciated. So again, we continue to work to advance Dominica and to identify what role each one of us can play with this mission. So this is where we come every second and fourth Wednesday of the month to take a deeper look at the issues that are affecting us with a view towards making positive impact. And I think when you meet our guests this evening, you will agree that they are in fact making a very positive impact in a very important way. We all know that we face many, many battles and challenges in Dominica, but here on Roots Connections, we especially recognize that in order to effect change, we must provide economic opportunities for our people so that they're better able to make other decisions that impact their life. So again, whether you're joining us from Dominica, the Caribbean region, or the rest of the world, welcome to Roots Connections on Q. This is episode number 61 for today, December 27th, 2023. And I am your host, Simone Matthew. Can you believe this is the end of the year? So this is our final episode for 2023, but we will be back in 2024, and we're looking forward to continuing this journey. We have another packed program for you today as we look at a very important project which two Dominican men from two different generations are currently working on to move our Cadence-Lypso music forward. So today we are looking at the Cadence-Lypso Project, how two generations of Dominicans are coming together to preserve and advance Cadence-Lypso. And we are grateful to be joined by a legend among legends, Mr. Anthony Gussie. We are very proud that he's joining us today. And yes, you might have heard me because I brag a lot. He is my cousin. So we are happy to have him on the program this evening. And we are also joined by prominent Dominican musician, Mr. Christopher Dangleben. Lambi, I'm not sure if you can see him, but he should be waiting so to be let into the studio. So as we get started, of course, we pray for our country and for all the challenges and battles we continue to face in Dominica. So as we get started, let us give a warm welcome to the legend himself, Mr. Anthony Gussie. And Gussie, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and let me try to reach out to Christopher to make sure he's clicked on the link. So welcome to the program.
Yeah, well, I would just like to say thanks a lot to QFM and the roots movements that you all have going on. And I'm very, very honored for being here with you to speak about what could be good for our cultural music, arts and culture. So really, my name is Anthony Gussie, alias Raz Double. I'm from Wesley in Dominica, the north part of Dominica. And I was born there, grew there, and then move away to Guadeloupe, different places before. And I moved away to Guadeloupe with not being a musician because I was not a musician. I always loved music. I used to appreciate all the musicians in my village because we have to say where I come from in Wesley, that's one of the most progressive village with musicians, especially guitar players.
Mhm.
And I believe all Dominicans should remember that. Fellas
Yes.
like Mr. Eddie Hines, Atherton Dickery, Cuthbert, Robin, and whatsoever, and there, I feel Joseph. And these are people, these are good musicians that was being always there in my village. It's a family affair.
Yes, but even before we get into the music, Gussie, we want to get to know you a little bit better. So just tell us about your upbringing in Wesley, the northern part of the island. Just tell us a little bit about your upbringing and maybe some of the challenges that you had to overcome to get to the music. So let's start there.
Yeah, well, starting there is very simple to say because that's what I've been living from the beginning. I had a mother. She made 9 children. Okay, and I was the third child, the first boy. I had 2 big sisters before me, and then me, a brother, and the next sister, and sisters, and sisters, and sisters, and sisters. She made 7 girls and 2 boys.
Wow.
So this is a good thing to know.
Mm-hmm.
At that time in my life, people should remember Dominica was in a position that we have to move to eat. And what we was selling the most at that time was bananas. And there was a way that we have to do to make sure we sell our bananas. That means there was one day in the shed on Wednesday for you to go and cut your bananas before to bring it to the shed on Wednesday to sell it right away and get paid. If you don't sell it on Wednesday, you have to come back tomorrow, the Thursday, to sell them to get paid. At that time, I was a young boy. Like my mother always sent me to school, but like it was just something I cannot explain. Today, maybe I can say maybe it's a good thing I did not go to that school. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I have not this chance at that time to go to school like each and every brothers or sisters I know in my village. So what happened? I started to meditate and think about my life
Mm-hmm.
because at that time, if you did not have the chance to go to school, that means you cannot read and write. You're no one. That's how the people used to say that you're nobody. Your life is finished. But for me, I said no, 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 no. My life cannot be finished there. So
Mm-hmm.
then in this time, I had to always go and cut the bananas. And my sisters come with me on the first day because I was so meg, as they say in our country. I couldn't cut the bananas and hold them at the same time. So then my sisters, my 2 big sisters used to come to hold the bananas and I cut because I know how to cut it. They don't know how, but I know how. So from that, that was part of my beginning in my life. It was not easy. And what was really nice about it, why maybe I reach where I'm going still today, I was never been thrown away by my brother friends.
Yeah,
And
hold on a second. Chris, just mute your mic 1 second, please. Thank
Sure.
you. Yeah, thank you. Yes, go ahead, Gussie.
yeah, I was saying that I was lucky because my brothers were which I grew with in my village, they had never put me aside, knowing that I did not go to school like them. They
Right.
was always with me. Like for them, that never changed and never make no difference. All this helped me to think and said again, boss, during the period of life, I have things to do. You know, I lose a battle, but I don't lose the war.
Amen.
So I continue. And then there was a very strong reason also is all his brothers playing instruments around me. I don't play instruments. I don't know, but I love that. I will dance more or less because I love music, but never being a musician. And then I end up going and sing in the church because I was a scout. Then I had to sing in the church as a choir singer, lead choir.
Mm.
Then Atherton Dickery from Wesley, one of our great musician, guitar player. He was the one who put me on the stage for the first time in my life because he always sees something in me. He always want me to sing, and I don't know because he used to play all these standard songs at that time. I'm not singer, but I believe he knew what he was seeing and feeling. Because
Yes.
that's what he will say today if he was speaking here.
Mhm.
So he's the first one who put me on the stage.
Right.
From there, I had one plan. Is my father went away to England. I was 4 years old, and I always decide I must go and know where this guy is being hidden over there. And the only way I could do so is being a musician,
Mhm.
because that was the most easy opportunity you had to travel to go somewhere else, because you're a musician or you're an artist or whatsoever, arts and culture, dancers, dramas, whatsoever. So
Mhm.
I said I want to be that, because that's the only way that can make me get the opportunity to go on in my life and do something good and discover where my father been headed.
And Gussie, without tripping you, right? I think we're seeing such an important lesson in your life story, because here you are, you did not receive the formal education because you had to work to support your family. But
All
look at the brilliance in what you figured out in terms of, you know what, if I am to get out of Dominica and find opportunities for myself, I need to follow the path of a musician. So sometimes we put so much emphasis on formal education, but we do not acknowledge, people who are able to look at the world around them and grab opportunities that even some educated people cannot figure out. But anyway, continue along.
so
Chris,
so
we're coming
so
to
this,
you.
this is so beautiful what you're saying, because that's exactly what I'm coming to. I've never been to your school, I would say it like this, but
Mhm.
I've been to Jai University,
Amen.
and there is so many things that I learned, and that bring me back to what I am today, what I could not do at the time before,
Mhm.
not playing music, maybe couldn't even write my name at that time. Today I'm laughing. This is a joke.
Mhm.
Because in the University of the Father Almighty Jehovah Jah Yahweh, I learned everything. Praise the Father Almighty Jah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the talent He given to me is just coming from above with the truth of life. And this is why I would like to, before I stop here, in the meantime, I would like to pass this message, because I'm a proper example to my brothers and sisters, not only in Dominica, but universally, that not because you did not go to the school and have a diploma, a master of whatsoever, you're not stupid. You have to remember there are other ways and means that you can come back and
Mhm.
find yourself to advance in your life in a better way, like the others. And that's what happened to me.
Mhm.
So it can happen to you all too. Don't forget, my brothers and sisters, don't put yourself aside because you did not go to Babylon school. If you've been to the Father University, you have all the truth of life and the overstanding. Thanks you,
Mhm.
John. Rasta.
Yes, and then we want to come to your journey of how you left Dominica and how you made strides and became a Cadence-Lypso legend. But let us allow Chris to introduce himself. Christopher, thank you for joining us on the program. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, and your journey into becoming a musician in Dominica.
A very pleasant evening to you, Simon, to the legendary Anthony Gussie, and I can see Lambi in the background, and to everyone that's listening out there. For me, it's a journey, and this journey really got started when I contacted the legendary Anthony Gussie. I'm speaking to you now, Simon, and honestly, the shivers are on my body because this man is a living testimony for musicians. For me, as a little boy growing up, I was always interested in music. From childhood, I used to draw bands. I used to decide, okay, I'm going to take off this one, I'm going to put this one, and then it went into the whole scouting and um, band business, music lovers, first serenade. So these were really the background. I always wanted to be a musician because I always wanted to do what I would have seen the musicians doing, and that was my passion. But tonight for me, uh, Anthony Gussie, that legend, is enough of being here this evening. Trust me.
And I see Lambi supporting the vibes. He's saying, yes, this is a good person to have
Oh,
on the program today. So Mr. Anthony Gussie, we are honored to be in your company. Now, let us talk about how you made it out of Dominica and how you pursued music, and if you got to meet your dad, because you talked about wanting to go overseas to meet your father. So tell us a little bit more, because today we are honoring you, sir.
it's my pleasure to say what I lived so far. I was when he left my father, I was 4 years old. And my last sister, which may her soul rest in peace, she's gone. She was 1 year. And I had this idea that I refuse to stop. I continue looking for that way. And you know what? When I was 38 years of age, I end up going to France and go to England and discover where my father had been living for all these years.
Wow,
And
38.
and find him. I was 38 years of age. That means 34 years later in my life, I find my father. But I realized my dream wanted to be an artist, to be able to travel. And I know, well, France, when you reach in France, you can just go on the overcross boat 1 hour and you're in England. I just follow my plans. And the music take me there and make me realize all of this. So,
And what was that it like meeting your father for the first time at 38?
well, I can tell you it was really a strong affair. I
Yeah.
discovered a man that was a nice guy, very nice guy and very class. So then I said, maybe that's where I got that from.
Yep.
Because that was a nice man, class, Mr. Sinel Gossi from Jublo in Dominica,
Hmm.
your village, cousin.
Yes, that's where my mom hails from, and that's how we're cousins, because
Yeah,
we're
I
related
know.
to the
So,
Gussies.
so that I met my father was proud because that was a very nice guy, and
Hmm.
whatsoever in life could happen, we know it was never easy for people who
Yes.
going out in Babylon sometimes just because they have no other choices to work
Hmm.
hard to try to support the Dominican family. And there's a
Hmm.
lot of our people that been over there and had never make it in no way at all. And we are lucky, some of us, some of our people had do something to at least help the children, hard as it was. And today, I can say I overstand my father more than ever because I'm a traveler. I've been through the system all over. Well, not everywhere, but here and there. And I see what's the life out there. I can tell my people the Caribbean is the earth paradise. Dominica, the Caribbean, this is it for living and
Yeah.
enjoying life.
So,
Trust me.
so, so you were able to check that goal off of meeting your father. So then your next goal to check off was the music. How did that evolve for you?
Well, the music took me there already because I started after in Dominica singing on stage in a calypso competition. Then I was asked to sing in the church, and after I went away.
Hmm.
So when I went away, I was working as everyone looking for a living. Because I can do many things with my hands to survive cleanly because I'm a person who think always cleaned. I want to be always clean. That means so I know how to use my hands to eat. I know how to use my foot to walk and go and look for something to do. So when I reach in Guadeloupe, I start working in the garage doing things because I love these things long time in Dominica. And then whilst I was sitting in Guadeloupe in a place they call Loisis in Puerto Pit, There is this guy, a Frenchman from Guadeloupe. He's a sax player. He used to come and see his mother there every time. And he meet me every time. The guy used to work just next side. And he said to me, man, because what do people call us before? Man. Anytime he was an English speaking person, they call us man. So he said, man, ou pas qu'à chanter? I tell him, no, I'm not a singer, you know. He tell me, oui, man, ou sa chanter parce que gade, créole as autres là qui marché Exile One. Si moun a aimé ça, habité, because Exile One just come up and release the first album, you know. So the people love that. They love the way we speak Creole, the accent. And he tell me that they are doing a group. They want the English singer to sing all the international songs. I'm
Wow.
a singer. So I told him, I'm not a singer. He told me, yes, I can do it. And he brought me 4 Otis Redding albums. That was vinyls at that time. And he gave me the songs he wanted me to learn. I learned these songs very fast. I'm not a singer, but I learned these songs very fast because that's the intelligence also of what the Father gave to me. I can understand, so I can learn. And I never refused to learn. So I went and I sit and I learned this song. And then this guy come to get me when they was going to do the first rehearsal. And the group name was Gentlemen, a group of Mr. Remy Morty from Guadeloupe. He was a band leader, Gentlemen. Most of our musicians from Dominica, the legends, know this man. From Gordon Henderson to all know this man. So then I used to be singing as an international singer. All the English songs, I'll be singing them. So it go on like this, and from there, well, from there, like I would say, something happened. Something happened. So then I realized the Father gave me the reason to exist, and that was music. From
Yes,
there,
Gussie, I could listen to you speak for the whole evening because I think our audience is just eating up everything that you're saying, all the challenges you faced along the way to
yeah.
become a Cadence-Lypso legend. But I don't want to forget to remind everyone that you're listening to Roots Connections on Q. We are speaking to the legendary Mr. Anthony Gussie, one of our Cadence-Lypso's legends. And we are also speaking to Mr. Christopher Dangleben. They are working on a very important project that we are going to learn a little bit more about during this program. But before we forge ahead, let us remember to thank our audience for joining us, whether you're listening to us on the radio or you're listening to us on Q95 FM, on Facebook and YouTube. I am unable to share to Push Past 10 on Facebook this evening. So guys, if you're listening on Facebook, I need a huge favor. I need you to just click that share button because tonight of all nights when we have a legend on the program, my Facebook share button is not working. So if you're in the audience on Facebook, I simply need you to click that share button so that everyone else can join us. But I will be sure to put this program on pushpast10.com as well, so you can go back and check it out. So don't forget to click the share button, click the notification button to join us. We remain grateful to Mr. G and the Q95 family for the opportunity to be here, to tap into our human resources and to reverse that brain drain that has been impacting Dominica and the Caribbean region. Lambi, we're grateful for you that you're on the console. DJ Shan, Sherwin Norris, thank you for being here. Don't forget for all the best in daily programming, Q95BA.com is the place to be. And as a matter of fact, our last program, how are we using our literary works to preserve and advance our culture, is now playing on Q95DA.com, so you can check it out. And don't forget as well, the books that we featured on the last program are available on Push Past 10 if you're interested in getting a copy of any of the books that we talked about. So Chris, I want to come to you as we get the program off and running, because correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea of the Cadence-Lypso project, was that your idea? So let us just talk about the project.
Well, let me just go back because some time ago, we have so many icons in
Yes.
in reference to Cadence-Lypso.
Mhm.
But this gentleman, Anthony Gussie, though we've been hearing about him, but one day I was just listening to some of his music and something just tackled me. And I say, I have to reach out to this guy because something about his music is real. Anyway, I decided to send him a message on social media, on Facebook, and that was how the connection began.
Mhm.
I can tell you that this man in his music, this music has touched every aspect of life because that is something that I've been studying the music for the past few months after we made contact, and every aspect of life has been touched. And I do not want to bash the present music, you know, but this music that these icons have made for us, have created for us, this is the way that we should be going right now. We cannot forget that traditional music that was created by these icons. I'm not going to focus on the other icons because Mr. Gussie, who is here presently, um, we have not honored this gentleman for what he has done.
I
And
agree.
I am very thankful to you this evening that you've taken the initiative to bring Mr. Gussie. For me, I will say the legendary, because that is how we consider Anthony Gussie. He is a legend. And what he has done for Dominica, we have not repaid him, to the full extent that we're supposed to. With this in mind, I decided I want to do something with you, Mr. Gussie, because I formed a group and I want that cultural aspect of that music to remain. So I decided to reach out to him and I told him, well, I have that group and I have a few young persons, I have a few experienced persons, and we decided the reason for forming that group is because when you look at Anthony, when you look at Ophelia, when you look at Gordon, all these legends are of age. What happens after?
Mhm.
We have to keep that tradition. And this was where that concept came along. And today I am very thankful because just working, with this legend, for me, that is just it.
Mhm. Yeah, so tell us exactly what you guys are doing in terms of the music.
Okay. What as a group, right? By the
Mhm.
way, I formed a group called The Rush, and The Rush. Our intention is to continue playing Cadence-Lypso because we see that Cadence-Lypso has the potential to continue to grow. So what we decided to do was to tap into the resources of the legend himself and have him write, produce some of the new music that we want to feature. Because I do not think that there are any other Dominican groups that would have tapped into that resource that Mr. Gussie has. So this was one of the reasons why. And the project has started. And honestly, this man has a wealth of knowledge within there. And I want that knowledge to be passed on to us, because that's a treasure. That for me is treasure.
Mhm.
Thanks to my brother.
Yes, so Gussie, tell us what it was like when Chris reached out to you. What was your response? What was your reaction?
Well, first, I would like to say that this is not a project that belongs to Mr. Christopher Dangleben and Anthony Gussie.
Hmm.
In reality, this is a Dominican project. The message which I would like to share and send for my people here and everywhere in the universe as well as home is like, do we want to let our international local music disappear? I'm speaking about Cadence-Lypso. That's what I would like to ask them, because this project belongs to each and every Dominican in a way to know that they're the ones responsible of this. The media, the radio stations, the TV stations, whatsoever, even then we haven't got a lot, but whatsoever, the papers, the journal, the chronicle, whatsoever, there is no history, there is nothing about Cadence-Lypso. And that's what I'm a little disappointed about, because every other island or country in the universe, first thing they put forward after the agriculture resources, it's arts and culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because arts and culture have no border. Arts and culture will remain. It's a product that will be always remain. That means there is no border for music. And Cadence-Lypso, which is a music also from Dominica, as Mr. Christopher said a while ago, that the legend, the bigger brothers that present to our island, which I can prove this is really a rhythm come from Dominica Island through the big brothers of Exile One. Okay, and this rhythm, we have to develop it. It belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
Our force, it's our culture. Where as well, when we are watching, every lot of music plays in Dominica except Cadence-Lypso. Do you all really believe it's a good thing for our culture?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. So what I'm asking my people today, this is first time I'm going to do such. I would like to say to my people, those who have what you call a little money, doing business, all kind of different business, we had never have not one who will try to at least approach the musicians or whosoever trying something in the music to help us financially or ask us if we need something to help us to continue. And this is something that we need. Our people have to know, those who have a little change in the pocket, don't be afraid. Invest a little in arts and culture, because that's a resource of every country. And it's a powerful and a rich thing in every country. So how can you believe in Cadence-Lypso going astray?
Mm-hmm. And you know, Gussie, I'm happy we're having this conversation because here we are in Dominica. You know, of course, we have the likes of Wadix, we have the likes of Simon, who are working their hardest to preserve the Kadas and to advance the Kadas. But yet we're struggling in Dominica. But I happen to know, because you and I speak, I happen to know that where you are based in La Reunion, Kadas is alive and well. So tell us about Kadas in La Reunion.
Well, this is something extraordinary, because I can tell you, I couldn't believe it myself. Not before I find this place a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've been living over there about 15 years ago. So I'm always over there. That means I'm in an island where I work, I eat, I drink, have my own home studio,
Mm-hmm.
and I can develop certain little things I'm trying to do in my country today. Just because as a Cadence-Lypso artist in the reunion, I've been living as an artist
Mm-hmm.
over there. And it's funny, when I'm walking in La Reunion everywhere, you will hear all the Cadence-Lypso bands whatever exists before. What we not hearing at all no more, you will hear it plays on the stations in La Reunion. In the people vehicles, you will hear that. So
Mm-hmm.
so you see, this is something that Dominicans should know. This is the honest place right now that you will find people who know how to play Cadence-Lypso apart from Dominica.
Mhm. And as a matter of fact, Cadence-Lypso is so popular in La Reunion. And again, if you don't know where that is, just Google it. You'll find it on the map. Ophelia just had a concert. So tell us about the concert that Ophelia
Well,
just had
I,
in La
I,
Reunion, because it seems like they've completely embraced Cadence-Lypso, whereas in Dominica we see Wadix struggling to
yeah,
put a concert together in Dominica.
yeah. So listen, there's three things I would like to answer you first. You see, like Speaking about in Lorena, people plays Cadence-Lypso. That's the only place apart from Dominica because I taught them to play. I have students that I taught to play Cadence-Lypso music in Lorena. And they will play, to prove the truth, they will play and sing my songs on stage. So this is the work that I've been doing also, sharing and bringing the influence to the people over there, just to show you the love of the people and the children. The children have the same love for Cadence-Lypso as well as all other music from the world. Okay? So it's a very important thing that my people should really tie their waist now and ask themselves a question. Do we want to listen what we are listening every day and night in Dominica, and we eliminating a spiritual message in music? Cadence-Lypso was always the music with a message. Who opened the eyes, the brain of our children, the people. Do you want this to disappear in our island? I'll be ashamed. I'll be ashamed for sure, because this music is a virgin music again. The door is open, but no one is coming up behind.
Well, well, that's the reason why we decided to come behind. For sure.
I was just coming to you, Chris, to back that up. Yes, so go ahead.
Yeah, because I cannot sit here today, or even before sitting here today, and to let that type of music go down the drain. It's impossible, because for me, the music has to have substance. It has to have a message, and if it doesn't have a message, it's not music. You know, in Nicola's music, it brings out the true potential, the true musicianship of the individuals, because Cadence-Lypso has to be played live. You know, so why should we not preserve and protect that music?
Yeah,
I don't
and it's
understand.
scary because when you hear, his real name is Ibrahim Brohim Signman, we
Yes,
call him. But when you hear him speak and he's saying there's only one copy of this left, one copy of that left, it makes us know that the music is going to die if we don't do something about it.
exactly. And let me just take this opportunity to also thank and big up Wadix and Signman, because these individuals, Dr. Dublin, they are the ones who are seeking to really, uphold those names of those legends, because they've contributed. You just have just a handful of persons who are such interested in that kind of music, and it hurts. You know, I have a passion right now for that kind of Lypso music. I just want to see that Dominica appreciate that music more, and not also appreciate it more, but also appreciate what these legends have done for music in Dominica. We seem to be just losing that, you know.
So tell us exactly what you're doing, Chris. So is it that you're re-recording some of the songs, you're producing new songs? Tell us exactly what you're doing, because I also
What
think there's room for us to support the work that you're doing with this project.
what our intention is to release new music, most importantly because we want to keep the tradition, we want to keep that music alive, but also primarily we want to continue playing that music that Exile has done before, Naked Feet, Gussie,
Black
you know,
Affairs.
Black Affairs, just to name. My team presently, my repertoire has music from most of those persons that have been mentioned,
Yeah,
because we do not want it to die.
sorry, without cutting you out, just like to say that's what pleased me a lot when I came to Dominica 2 months ago. I went to Mr. Christopher Banhouse with his group, The Rush, to listen to the first rehearsal, and I was very happy for one thing. One thing, sure that these guys would play all the legends Cadence-Lypso music, from Exile, Gramax, Milestone, Bells Combo, Ophelia, they'll play Midnight Groovers, they'll play everybody music. That's the concept these guys had, and that's what I saw them doing. That was enough for me. That because already when I received that message from Mr. Christopher, I was there like a baby, man. I said, wow. I said, Dominican brother, check me and send me that text and tell me that. Oh, it's a good thing I could read today. So I said, wow. I said, it's never happened to me. No brothers, no sisters in Dominica. No one had never bring forth a help for me by checking me for whatsoever. And there is a man calling me from Dominica. I don't know him. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't know this gentleman. Okay. And I just find myself like a baby, man. I was too happy, very, very happy and proud one time in my life. Because I say, wow, I said to my wife, one Dominican recognize me, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
He just called me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that for me was huge. So from there, I come into Dominica, I want to see one person, apart from my brothers and sisters who have to see in Dominica. But someone special I must see is Mr. Dangleben.
Yes, and I'm really happy, Chris. Thank you so much for acknowledging the work of Anthony Gussie, because I think he is an underrepresented legend that we don't hear enough about. And let me ask
Enough.
you, Gussie, talking about recognition, have you ever been invited to perform at the World Creole Music Festival in
Yeah,
Dominica?
yeah. Well, I have to say praise God to Mr. Tulo.
Okay,
and
okay,
now he's and now just imagine he's not there. So since that
yes,
time, I've never
yes.
been invited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
We have
I'll
to be going.
precise, I'll make a precision that people should understand me carefully because most people might believe sometimes we the artists are responsible, not answering to the cause. No, this is our
Mhm,
festival, like any
mhm,
other festival. I've been playing in festival, all festival. I've been playing all festivals in Europe. So so coming to my festival, I wouldn't come and what do you call it? Like when you start bricolaying to build a home, you have nothing covered positive. But that's what the festival would like Anthony Gossi do.
mhm,
And I will never do such. You
mhm,
know for what reason? It's more than 30 years I took some of my brothers from Dominica to Europe, France with me. They're alive in good health. They're still my musician brothers.
mhm,
So if my festival that we worked hard, because of this, we have a festival. All the legends of Cadence-Lypso, they're the ones that bring this festival. And all the other actors, musicians, talented actors we have in Dominica whatsoever. But they have to remember the Cadence-Lypso, which is the international one. That was a basic idea from there.
mhm,
That's why it's been called the World Creole Music Festival, except Dominica Creole musicians.
mhm. It
you know
seems
what I'm
that
saying?
way. It seems that way.
You know what I'm talking about. So me, I will never accept to come to Dominica and go and play with my brothers, which I know so well. They're great musicians. Dominica have the most of the great musicians in the whole region in the small
Mhm,
Caribbean, and maybe even some in the big ones too, because we have a lot of great musicians in our island. So I have no problem about musicians to back me up. That's not the case.
mhm,
The case is the respect of my works and my brothers that I took along with me for so long. All they're working hard and representing my beautiful island with dignity.
mhm,
So if our festival cannot respect my works and bring my group like they bring anyone else, I respect them, so that I say I still have a lot of work to do. I'm not important yet. So I will continue working hard, but I will never participate by bricolaying in our festival. Don't count on me.
mhm, mhm.
Never, ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And the let's stay on the music for just a minute, because the power of Cadence-Lypso is that it speaks to the essence of who, well, at least who we were. Let's say who we were, because Dominica is a place that is rapidly changing, unfortunately. But it speaks to the essence of who we were in Dominica, the pride we had in terms of looking out for our neighbor, in terms of loving one another. It
Mhm.
speaks to the essence. And I have a we have an international audience on we have an international audience with us, so I just want them to hear a taste of your music, Mr. Gussie. So let me play this one, which is a very popular one, and then you will just tell us what that song was about. Let me make sure it doesn't come through my headset. So let me disconnect my headset. So let you tell us what that song speaks about, because we're celebrating you today on this program as well. So
Okay,
let
my
me
sister.
make sure the commercial goes away because I'm listening
Yes,
on
Mr.
YouTube. And let us take a listen to Mr. Anthony Gussie, a song entitled I Mama. So listen a little bit. Let me know if you can hear. Can you hear?
It's a little voice. My brother.
Mr. Gussie, thank you for the beautiful music. We have people on Facebook Live dancing.
You see, you see what you
Yes,
see what I mean? You
yes.
you can get a message from that kind of music. You have a nice groove to that kind of music. Um, even before I really went into the whole Cadence-Lypso vibes, when I heard that song the first time, I said, "But wait, that is Jeff Juman." And I never realized, that song was Anthony Goss's music.
Yeah, man.
It's after I realized that is Goss's music. I'm saying, wow, you know, this man is so talented.
That's true. You know,
So Gussie, tell us the message behind that song, because I know that that song has a very powerful message for you. So tell us the message behind that beautiful song we just listened to.
yeah, it's a very, very important song. You're
Yes,
right. You're right because
yes.
it's a strong message. I had wanted to thank my mother and my father naturally for the education that they gave to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote this song being in Guadeloupe, walking on the street. So under the moonshine, and I was so happy. And I saying, man, this is just what my mother said to me. Because she had said to me that you aren't going to be rich to go nowhere in the world. You just have to be honest and being a respectful person, and you can go anywhere in the world. You will never stay on the street. And for sure, I saw that. I lived that and I enjoyed that. And when I saw this, that truth was there. I said, "I mama c'est Saudi faire." You know what I mean? And from there, I decided I'm going to write that song to thank my mother and father for the education that I received from them. And I believe each and every child should listen to the parents
Mm-hmm.
and be honest in themselves that when they're facing the reality of what they learn with the parents, they should thank them and
Mm-hmm.
respect them for that. So that's what I did. And I did it in a big, big, big way. I
Mm-hmm.
wrote a song about it. And
Yes.
this song, it's everybody's song because everyone have a mother and a father. That's why most people sing that song and they will never even say who this song is belongs to. But I'm just laughing
Mm-hmm.
because when you're organized like me, you just have to laugh. And there is a next thing that I would say to you all that it's an honor also that when a writer he wrote something like a song and other singers, lead singers, and many other people in the world want to do it over. For me, I feel proud. It's an honor. That means I wrote a very, very nice song that pleased a lot of people in the universe. As a matter of fact, on YouTube, I was surprised to see I'm nearly 3 million sites
Yes.
after 10 years.
Yes, 2.8 million on that song only.
Yeah, only on that
2.8
song. So
million. And you're so right, because my husband is Haitian American. So I'm actually with his family, his Haitian family right now for the holidays. And we were listening to a song, a compa song, Gussie. And what do I hear in the middle of the song? I mama say so. I told them to stop the song. This is my cousin's song.
yeah,
I
yeah,
went on YouTube, I pulled up the song and I said, listen to that song.
yeah,
So it's like they're honoring you
yeah,
by using part of your lyrics to say, wow, this is such a great composition that we
exactly.
want to include in our music. In the middle of the song, it just stopped and said, ay mama, c'est Saudi moi poupée.
Yeah, because as I said, everyone have a father and a mother. So if they have a little respect and honor
Mhm,
the parents, this song will always please them. So I
mhm.
believe for sure what an artist or composer like I or the others we are looking for in our life, we can write 1,000 songs, but we're looking to write the song. That's all we need to write the song. And in my innocent, being the last one who just arrived into this, I believe the Father gave me that blessing that I believe I wrote the song.
Mhm,
Somebody who fair, I mama.
mhm. And another very popular one, which Master Edwards is reminding me of, is Kamala. And you know why I think that song is so important. And for our listening audience, if
Yeah.
you want to get all of Gussie's music that's available on YouTube, all you have to do is go to youtube.com and type in his name, Anthony Anthony. Ony. Gussie is two S's, so it's Gussie. So
I-E.
again, Gussie, and you will get all the music. And Gussie, the reason I like Kamala is because you integrate Kokoy into that song. So you're nailing it on the Creole. I don't think I've heard any other Cadence-Lypso songs that uses both Creole and Kokoy. And for our
Okay.
listeners who are less familiar, Kokoy is a third language of Dominica. So
Yeah, it
tell us
is.
about why that was important to you, because that song is a Kokoy song in
Yeah, it
Cadence-Lypso.
is a Cocoy song. That's Black Affairs is the group who wrote this song,
Right.
first Cocoy song. No
Yes.
other group in Dominica did such, for
Yes.
sure.
Mhm.
And this language is Marigot and Wesley and Woodfortail. That's we, the three villages who speak this language. From the time I was born, I
Mhm.
born into this. And what was good about it for me, I was lucky. My father from Dublin, from a Creole speaking village,
Yep.
and my mother from Cassibrus, a next Creole speaking village. And they came to Dominic to Wesley and put me there in a Cocoy speaking village.
Mhm. Mhm.
So then I find myself growing into the Cocoy, and every time my mother speaks to me is in Creole, part one week.
Mhm.
And Cocoy, I speak on the street with my brothers. I cannot speak that at
Wow.
home.
100% Dominican.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to speak proper English and patois Nunuka Pale. Okay,
Mhm.
but it's true today. This language that been ignored for years because I have an age and
Mhm.
I was born and meted there. So for years it's been ignored and been put aside. I
Mhm.
wouldn't say completely stupidly, but um, ignorantly, because we should never forget language is a richness and it's an education also.
Mhm.
So Dominica is the only Caribbean island who have two Creole. Everyone who is listening can go and find out where there is two Creole speaking in an island in the Caribbean. There is no other place than in Dominica. And this is an important element for Dominicans to know on our juridic side to respect that, knowing that this is the next language of Dominica,
Mhm.
Kokoy. And we have to put it in our constitution. Let the chill again. If we don't speak it, if we don't sing it, you see, like now, I'm singing this song. Everybody in Dominica is singing it now, certainly. I'm happy. Even then, that's not the real song in Kokoi that I want them to listen, because I wrote many Kokoi songs like Afwawi. There's a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
but they love this one. No, never mind. But we have to know that it's a next language. It's part of our richness in our island. So we have to put it in our constitution and make the world know that we're speaking two Kokoi in Dominica. And as a Dominican artist living in the international and in the Reunion Island, La Reunion, well, you'll never believe me. I end up singing a third Kokoi now. A third Creole, sorry, a third Creole.
Because
Because,
they have their own Creole.
yeah, because the Reunion Island, just like Guyana, just like Haiti, Guadeloupe, Martinique, we are Creole first. And they have a kind of a Creole over there. I love it a lot. So right now, I speak in this language. Even right now, I already prepared songs on my coming Cadence-Lypso album in Creole Reunion. So I
Wow.
speak, I sing free Creoles now as a
Mm-hmm.
Dominican.
Mm-hmm. And we're coming to the phone. Chris, give me 1 second. I'm coming over to you. But not only do we have a mastery on the languages with our rich culture of languages in Dominica, but there's no other island in the Caribbean that has created two genres of music. When we think of Booyah, we think of Cadence-Lypso. We are just so talented in Dominica, and this is what we are fighting for. We are fighting to preserve the music, the culture, our heritage, and also fighting to advance it. Because we cannot just stay stagnant. Yes, we have the legends like you, Mr. Gussie, but we also have to look at people like White Fairy. How can we use his talent? Because I'm a huge fan of White Fairy, and of course, he's a younger generation. But how are we creating the opportunities for somebody like White Fairy to follow into your footsteps, to grab onto the baton, to continue the
Mhm.
music of Kadasli? So before you respond, let's take some message. Let's hear what Chris has to say, and then Lambi, stand by. We're coming to the phone calls in a little while.
Yeah.
Well, you see, after the legend has spoken that way, what else do you want me to do? But
Work on it.
you know, just to just play the music that he wants us to play. And you just said something about White Fairy, because also White Fairy is somebody that we collaborate also. So it is not only about my team, but I'm going to be working with White Fairy. I'll be working with Calfa P. Some of the upcoming young Karasipso artists. So we just have to do what we have to do for the legendary Gussie and for the rest of the legends. Keep that tradition alive. Keep playing that music, because if we don't, we're gonna lose it.
Mm-hmm. You
Exactly.
have some thoughts, Gussie? You wanted to add anything to that?
Well, what I'm saying, that what he's saying is very good. I wouldn't come back on the point saying that it's not our project, it's Dominican project.
Mm-hmm.
It's everyone project. So
Mm-hmm.
personally, I have maybe a little small opportunity that I can use to help those who are willing, faithful, disciplined, respectful,
Mm-hmm.
no violence, no alcohol, no drugs. Then I'm ready to work with any young generation like this to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sorry, but at my age, I cannot deal with all these things I just said. I prefer to be in peace with myself and the people I'm working with. So I'm not throwing no one away. I'm not closing the door, but I'm willing to help those who have this understanding of the good way of life. Because I'm saying this because that's what take me there. That's what have me out there. The good way of life. Nothing else is no money. I'm not no millionaire. I have no money. But my wife said to me once, when I said to her, "Sweetheart, you're mad to be marrying a musician." She said, "You're crazy. You're a millionaire. You're a rich man." So I just respect that. She know what she's speaking about. So let's just say all I can do, all I'll be able to do to help, I'm willing. I'm there. And I start helping already because that was the first gift that I wanted to give Mr. Christopher for his, well, as I said to you all before, for the big surprise for me, touching my heart right down deeply into it for the works and the works I'm doing as a Dominican. Well, I'd want to thank him because he told me he had two singers. He sent me two songs to listen that they did. I listened to the both singers, and then I give him my idea because he had wanted me to tell him what I think about this. I give him my idea honestly as I'm seeing it. Nothing special, just give him, I can't lie to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him what I'm seeing, really, and which he respect and his musicians to respect. But right now, since I'm in Dominica, I know one of his singer, which you call Lobster, my brethren.
Love
He's
him.
he's organized because that's my brethren. We spoke. He's organized, and then the next singer now, which is Carlos. Well, this one for sure. I said to Mr. Christopher, we better, you know, concentrate on this one for the time. So right now, I'm really, really concentrating on Carlos with Mr. Christopher. As soon as I reach back in my studio, this album will be properly done very fast too for Carlos because in the region where I have no opportunity the way I wanted. So I have to get back to my place and be sitting in my own studio so I can do my work better. So as soon as I reach there, that's the project I have personally to help already one singer of Mr. Dangleben.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
And we
yes,
yes,
excuse
go
me,
ahead, Chris.
Mr. Dangleben.
Yes, so I just want to take the opportunity because in one of our releases that we released for the Cadence-Lypso month, that was a project that Walix took a few months ago. Um, we paid homage to all those legends. So I am not sure if you have that song of ours. I think I was supposed to send it to you, but homage is one that we did, and we called all the names of the legends, and we were
Right.
paying homage to them.
Oh
You
And
wow.
know?
that's one of the songs that you did already that you make me listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, indeed.
I heard
Yes,
it.
indeed.
Yeah, I
I
heard it on.
heard it.
Is it on the radio? I think I've heard that song.
I heard that song
Homage.
because
Yeah,
I heard, I'll
Yes.
even said I heard twice. You all had called my name, Black Affairs and
that's
Anthony
it.
Goss.
Yeah,
I
I've
heard
heard
That's
it.
that.
it.
I don't know where I heard
So,
it, but I've heard that song.
so you maybe have the sense of what I'm speaking about more again.
Mm-hmm.
All these reasons give me the right to try all way I can to
Mm-hmm.
help this brother here. So our cooperation it's a cooperation individually, both of us, with his plans that he had started, and my help. I told him I'm going to write you a song for a singer, one of your singers, and I wrote him a song. He wasn't expecting that. He never asked me nothing like this.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote one song and I sent it to him. And I tell him, tell the brothers, listen this and tell me what you think. And this song is for the high voice because you have a high singer voice and you have a next low singer voice. So I tell him, this is the high voice guy. And then he wasn't waiting for that. So I had to thank him in a different way to touch him the same way he touched me. And that's what I did. And then, again, a surprise, I wrote the next song for the next singer now. So I start doing songs for them already and they appreciate. So better yet, and Carlos now, that's my next singer in Dominica for Cadence-Lypso because he's on. He's just like Christopher. He's only this in his head. So I have to fulfill this for him for sure. And then one surprise, I cannot call names. I'm waiting for confirmation. But there is a next brother from Dominica, very known brother, that I start doing one Cadence-Lypso album to for. I did 6 songs already for him. And what I can say next, I had wrote one album today. I can say it. I had wrote one album for my queen sister, hoping that could follow her, guide her for all the work she had done for Dominica and for
Mm-hmm.
us. And job control, maybe she's too tired now. She wouldn't be able, maybe. So So whatsoever, I pray every day for her and
Mhm.
wishing that something can happen better for her. So in the meantime, she introduced me to our next sister from Dominica, who a talented sister, which is my sister from Granby, my
Mhm.
young sister from Granby.
Kel?
Maybe she might be the one could be interested to do that album I wrote for my queen sister.
Mhm.
So for the time, I'm standby waiting for a positive and definite answer. If not, I will still look for someone else.
Right. And I have to say congratulations. I have to say congratulations to you, Christopher, for coming up with the idea. And of course, Mr. Anthony Gussie for being willing to collaborate. Because I think many of our legends, that's what they want to do. They want to be able to give back in a positive way. We have to take a break to go over to the phone, but we still have a lot more to talk about. We want to talk about, because other people who might be interested, how do you finance such a project? Is the division of culture? Do you have institutions working with you? Because this is a project that is bigger than you and me. It's a project that is impactful
Exactly.
for them, because so it's very exciting to hear that there's new music coming out in Cadence-Lypso. So I wish we had Wadix on the program to get his reaction. I certainly want to hear from Wadix and the likes of Gordon Henderson and the likes of Signman, to just get their reaction to
Yeah.
such an immense project that is going to shine a new spotlight on Cadence-Lypso and advance the music, because that is what we need. We need to continue to listen into our legends, but there's a time limit on all of us. So, what are we doing for the next generation to continue this important music? And I'm seeing that Rasmo just joined the live. So, Rasmo, thank you for being here. So, we will come over to you to take the comments in a little bit, but let us open the phone lines and invite our audience to call in as well.
You're listening to on viewing Roots Connection and Q. We are opening the lines right now. The numbers are as follow: 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, and 616-4257. These are all local numbers. The international number is 305-432-9624. And we are standing by for your calls. We've got two calls coming in right now. Hold on. Let's take this first call. Caller, please go ahead.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
My brother.
Yeah.
Um, Perhaps if me talking in English, know who we talk. All right? But me, no want to say congratulations to you. Long time in the hear you. And me lay down there and me put on the radio and me listen and then me hear the voice. Me say, oh, but we never call you anymore when you call on another village. But by now you should know who we talk you.
But that was my nephew.
Huh?
Me say my nephew, that song like I'm a nephew.
No, I don't know your name, I
Well,
want you adopted bread. It's troublesome bread for you.
aye.
One of the bread
Aye,
we,
aye.
we took over for Coco trouble you in my house.
Oh God, we do.
You remember,
well,
remember
well,
Aram?
well, you can just tell me because we can't remember all thing. Now you know that.
Aram.
But, oh God, but that are the next name we want to say just now. We may go say that it's now there, But me say me
Mm-hmm.
nephew because yeah, Mr.
No,
Aram. Mr. Aram,
yeah.
me see you there about, you always there about.
Me me the boat and me lay down there and me listen. Me listen and then when me hear about the Coco song, and I have to one of the sing that Coco song. Me say, well, you do well, and me listen to the program, and me just decide me have a call and say congratulations to you.
Boy, me thanks
All
you a
right?
lot, boy. Me thanks you a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thanks, me
Yeah.
Thank
brother. Thanks,
you.
me brother.
All we get together on the Phantom of World All right? And even when you give me the right night and me give you back on the night,
Yeah,
all
but
that me remember that still me tell me big and them that.
all time,
All right?
me can't
All
forget that. Me can't forget
we
that.
have can't forget that.
No, okay, I
So
forgot the song, you know.
congratulations.
No,
And
that
then
Thank
was
have a
you.
good night.
thanks, me brother.
Good
Have
night.
Thanks,
a
me
good
brother.
night. Oh,
Yeah.
Good
it is
night.
so beautiful. It is so beautiful to hear Coco. It's so good. I can understand a little bit, but it's beautiful. We have
I
another call
just
coming in.
Good evening.
This is
Roots
our
Connection. Go ahead,
richness.
please.
Yes, my brother.
Yes,
Yes,
we have
go
a
ahead.
call coming in.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
good evening. Go ahead, please.
Um, Anthony Gussie.
Yes, my sister.
Yes, how you do?
I'm okay. But me know you talk cocoa too. You can talk, you know.
You know, you, you know how we talk, you know.
Me no know who talk. Me can't tell you that direct this like that, but me know somebody we
Yeah.
talk cocoa from Wesley or
All
Marigot.
right, all right. Me can talk to Anthony now.
Y- Yes, man, you talking me. I mean, you talk for them, me listen
Oh,
you.
but your song different.
Oh, well, because I will dip on lane, man. I will dip on
Oh,
lane.
oh, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Yes, me sit down there on me bed and me listen for the conversation there. And me say me wish that they me line for me can call and say something.
Oh, well. Tell our song.
Well, me have to say congratulations. And me
Thanks.
glad for hear yes, and me glad for hear the interview and all the song you miss it.
Oh,
Because me sit
thank
down
you.
on me bed, me daddy hall, but me come sit down on me bed just so that we could hear the conversation we go on.
Oh, well, thanks.
So
Yeah,
so so congrat so congratulations.
yes, thanks, Miss Sisa. Thanks, Miss Sisa.
Me think you me go away already, me no know you still there, Dominica.
No, me no there, Dominica. Me dip on lane. Me left Dominica already. We.
Oh, oh, all right.
Me
So
dip
when you
on
come
lane.
back, Dominic. So when you come back now.
Well, me no know yet really. Only when Jah want me go come back, but me me dip on movement. me, me,
All right.
okay, sister.
Well, yeah. So me all right, and me glad you all right, and me listen all the time. Me listen to the we will go on the.
All
We
right,
really
yes.
thanks,
enjoy.
Thank you. Thank
thanks.
you.
this language is just so sweet.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I
I
love
just
to
I
hear.
just love this.
So me say good night
Yes.
now. Yeah.
Good night. Good night. Thank you so much for calling. Yes, so our Cocoa is so beautiful. I'm happy we're having an opportunity to share our Dominican
Yeah.
Cocoa as well in everything we're doing. We have another call coming in. Let's take the call.
Good evening, caller. Please go ahead.
I'm Gussie.
Yes,
This is
brother.
Rasmuku.
Yeah.
Well, I hear your voice now. I mean, I speak Kakai, but me understand Kakai. Praises for all what you have done, sir, for yourself and for others. Right?
Yes, sir.
I myself, I like what I haven't seen your face. I ain't when I go see your face again, but jobless.
Thanks, to brother. Thanks to my brother.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yes,
thanks,
thank you so much, callers. Thank you for
thanks
calling
a
in
lot,
and
my brother.
acknowledging our legend, Mr. Anthony
Yeah.
Gussie, congratulating him for all he has done for
That's it. That's it.
Dominica, all he has done for the music of Dominica. So let us take some comments on the Facebook Live. But in case you joined us late, you are listening to Roots Connections on Q. And today we are honored to have the legendary Mr. Anthony Gussie, Cadence-Lypso legend, and one of our prominent Dominican musicians, Mr. Christopher Dangleben. And we are talking about an important project, the Cadence-Lypso Project, how two generations of Dominicans are coming together to preserve and advance Cadence-Lypso. So let us take a couple of comments from the Facebook Live. And again, we want to thank everyone who's listening via the radio and everyone who is locked in on Facebook and YouTube. And again, if you want to be a part of the conversation, because we usually have a very live conversation going on YouTube and Facebook, you can join us on Q95 FM radio on YouTube and Facebook. David out there in Louisiana, always wonderful to have you on. He says, love and blessings, brothers and sisters. This is a friend of our program, Gussie, and he is part of the Louisiana Creole culture because
Okay.
you know Louisiana, they have Creole as well. So he's part of that
I know they
culture.
speak Creole in Louisiana.
Yes,
I
and
know.
he follows Dominica culture faithfully. So we are happy that he's on with us this
Thanks a
evening.
lot, brother.
Yes, we have Walcott Clunes. Is it true that league are born not? Oh, I think he said legends are born not made. So good question. Greg Baptist. Good evening to all. Merry Christmas and a fruitful New Year. Owen Prospers with us. He says, "Good evening, patriotic family. I'm locked as always." Veronica Pascal, always great to see you. Season's blessings. Man Dangleben, I think that is Grand Bay radio station. Yes, Anthony, nice to see you, man. Dangleben, Janine Perez,
Manai. Manai
Duba,
Dangleben.
huh?
Manai Dangleben.
Dangleben, yes.
Of Radio Mango, Abamago.
Yes,
Radio
right, right,
Abamago.
right. They're very supportive of our work as well. Janine
Yes.
Perez, Duba in the house, Wallace St. Hill here. Both genres can exist together. Bouillon is our music as well. Kadas, I don't think we should allow this division between the two. Well, we're not really talking
No,
about
no,
division.
no,
We
no.
haven't said
Yeah.
anything about
Ah,
division with Kadas and Bouillon, right? So Wallace, I
ah.
think you need to stand corrected. We are not talking about
Yes.
division because you're right that both genre belongs to us. Yes, and
That's it.
David reminds us that La Reunion is close to Mauritius Island. Is that correct, Gussie?
Exactly.
Good.
It's
Yes.
it's 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 also close to 2 hours from South Africa,
Yes.
an hour 95 minutes from Madagascar.
Uh-huh.
So that's the place in the Indian
Yes.
Ocean. Yeah.
Right, Indian Ocean. We have Maslin Edwards. Great to see you, Maslin. She says, "Hi, dear Rose. Season's greetings to you, the entire panel, the man on the queue console, and all of you listening audience. Anthony Gussie, I'm listening. Concord is listening." And then she's off dancing. She talks about Camilla is another song I love. What kind of woman you gonna make Camilla? That's what the song says. What kind of woman you gonna make Camilla?
Yeah.
Judith Cochran, great to see you. Great program as usual. Good evening. Let's see somebody we haven't taken as yet. Teresa Susanna Roll, good evening. Marcelin says, recently I was asking, what's the reason Anthony Gussie has never performed as a band at World Creole Music Festival? Good question. And then we have Rasmo, who's another cultural icon from Dominica. And he says, love the discussion and information regarding collaboration. So I think that is great that we ended on that comment for now, because that is what it will take. It will take collaboration. And we're also looking at another important topic of engaging the next generation, because I feel like we have a generation of young people who are lost. If they are not academically inclined, if they want to pursue music, if they want to pursue sports, if they want to pursue arts, there is no real path to success for these young men and these young women who are differently talented. So what are your thoughts on that? How can a program, a project such as the one you're doing, embrace and give opportunities to younger people in Dominica?
Well, I would say
Well,
first thing. Oh, you speaking?
yeah, I was just going to say, in reference to the younger persons, because in my group, I've got two young persons in the group, because, as I say, I want that to continue. So we have the son of the legendary, also Derek Peters, and his name is Ashmal Peters. So he's one of the youngest in the group, and also we have Mikaj Smith. Mikaj is a youngster who's formerly from the Smith brothers. So these are the two younger individuals that we've brought in, so that they can actually learn, and bring in their own influence in that Cadence-Lypso music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
Gussie, go ahead.
So I was just saying also that for the young generation, those I'll say we have to start, like I said before, like we should have the media playing the TV station we have today, showing, who haven't got video clips will get the opportunity to do it. But for them to do so, they still have to get opportunity to listen what's happening, to know what's happening in our culture. So to develop the Cadence-Lypso, it's a game that belongs to each and every Dominicans. As I was saying before, even those who have some finance who would like to come and do a proposition, they might want to produce an artist. Why not? Of Cadence-Lypso. They might want to put some money where we started, and we stopped because of we waiting for money to finish. Who knows? So this is where we have to play to get the young generation interested in this music again, because our young generation, as you said, they've been lost. Why? Because they have nothing to guide them. I'll just come back to a point Mr. Christopher was saying about this organization, 3 years that reign of 1 month of Cadence-Lypso. I was saying that 1 month of Cadence-Lypso, what about the other days in the year? When the month is finished, what about the other days in the year? And then I would like to say also that no one man cannot do nothing. And especially when it comes to culture, to develop culture, there must be a cooperation and understanding to each and every member of this. So that, because culture is not politics, it's not religion. Culture is social. So when we decide to help and work in culture, when you come into the door, everything that you have different than culture, arts and culture, it stays out at the door. So then we can maybe get a way to interest the children. I'll give you one simple joke. When I'm in Dominica in Roseau, I live with my brother Victor Basie. Okay, everybody know. He have a little daughter. She's not 3 years. I was playing my guitar, working out songs for Carlos. And the baby will come and stand by me and she will sing. Of course. And she's singing on Cadence-Lypso. And you should see that. You will think that she know exactly what she's doing. So this is what it means, because why she heard it. Uncle is at home playing the guitar, she heard it. She hearing that rhythm and she sing it. She sing on it. So this is the same thing for the other youth we have on the streets and those coming behind. If they're not hearing it, how you want them to be interested in it? So you just said a word about the brother who said Bouyo is Dominican music. Of course, that's part of our culture, but it have its place. All our culture, musical culture, have a place. Okay? So Cadence-Lypso have the place.
So true.
Not only in Dominica, but Cadence-Lypso had been already and opened that way. So now, no matter what happening from Dominica with our culture, it's just bigger we getting. More vibes, more influence, more music, more vibes, more things. Now, we have to watch what kind of a music we give to our children to listen every day on the street and on the radio stations.
So true.
That's our problem.
And you know, Gussie, it has to be a part of the conversation because we are talking Dominica music. But I am almost afraid to ask you, what are your views on this nasty business music that is becoming so popular in Dominica? I'm afraid to ask you what are your views, but I'm going to ask you what are your views because it has to be a part of the conversation we're having today.
Yeah, well, me personally, as I said before, I learned to respect discipline from my parents.
Yep.
And what I'm listening in Dominica personally, because I was there for 2 months, if I tell you, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed so much that I even wrote one song for Mr. Carlos. Very soon, when we finish, you will hear that song because I'm ashamed what I listening today. And that's why I'm calling on my people. How can we, the parents, allow this thing like this? At least Carnival music, we know carnival. We know in carnival that's the only place people could curse the policeman and he can't do nothing. And for me, if there is a place you can curse the law and he cannot do nothing, it's not a good place for me. That's why I don't run carnival. I respect our culture, but I don't participate in certain parts of our culture for my personal sensitivity of the truth and the spiritual life I want to live. I know what is bad for mankind, but I can oblige no one to accept what I believe and what I know.
Yes,
So
I think we have a call coming in, Gussie. So let's take the call and then we're coming right back to you.
Right.
Good evening, caller. Thanks for joining us. Please go ahead.
And Gussie,
Yes, sir.
you understand what is music, you know. Music is the harmony of the soul. You see that you have to touch your soul to make you know well you're alive and you're feeling happy. But them kind of song can make you feel happy. You have no harmony in them.
I hear you, brother.
You understand what I say?
Yes,
Yes.
I understand you, my brother.
Yeah, the harmony of the soul. It comes through your soul. So it could move another person no matter where they be along here the song.
Yes,
Right?
thank you. Thank you for calling.
Muku talking.
Yes. Thank you for calling.
Thanks to my brother.
Yeah, and you know, Gussie, that's another reason, and Chris, that's another reason why what you're doing is so important, because the real concern I have is that this nasty business, and everybody has their opinion about it. We're all entitled to our opinion, but the issue I have is that this nasty business is being exported out of Dominica as a representation of our music. So we need your project to be exported as the authentic what Dominica is really about in terms of music, because that is my concern. I've heard of this music getting as far as Germany, representing Dominica. And that is the concern that I have, that we need to have something. Music is harmony of the soul. I love the way the caller put it. That this is what we need to be exported to the world to represent Dominica music. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, my thoughts on all of that, it's clear for me when I'm writing songs, like I just also write a new song, and I'm saying that we have to represent our island with respect and dignity.
Dignity and pride, man.
So if there is no respect and dignity, I don't even worry. For me, these things, the flu, all what I'm hearing so far from me is flu, because I know these things is just passing by. Because, you know, never ever in life, no one should believe that bad can be above goodness.
Good.
Never ever. And something else, the world know, we know that everything that is negative in the world, that's the first thing that you're seeing out and everywhere in the world. In other words, there is nothing surprising us. People want to see our children undressed on the street. Everybody, no one saying nothing. No parents not saying nothing. So that's what they want to see. Parents who don't want to see that, they're putting the laws on the children at the home and explain to them the real and the true way of life, the way they have to be, and to protect themselves. But that's not the case. And this is a big problem all over the universe, and especially in our small nature island. Dominicans forget this island be called the nature island.
Nature island of the world.
Wholesome is the word that comes.
And this is one of the cleanest island in the Caribbean. It's supposed to be. So we have an island with 365 rivers, drinking water each and every day. So do we want to dirty it like this? I don't think
Absolutely.
So,
thank you, Gussie.
Personally, as a father, a grandfather, never ever, no nastiness and slackness will come through my way, my home, for my children to listen. They will listen on the street, all over where they're playing them all the time, because there's the next thing people forgot. We speak about drugs every day, but alcohol is the worst drug that ever exists for mankind. As soon as our people drink alcohol, like they're no one no more at that period of time. And that's where we're in a kind of a situation that no one respect no one.
Mhm.
Someone want to kill someone want to fight someone to chop someone. No, that's not my way of seeing life, because the Father taught me the way of life is not that. Life is beautiful, my cousin. Tell the world that life is beautiful, no matter what they try to do to show the bad way of life. Life is beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, Gussie, you're right, because that just adds to the deterioration of our social fabric in Dominica. When we talk about the alcohol, we talk about the nasty business music, all that. How does that uplift our society? How does that advance our society in a positive direction? So you're correct. It all leads to the deterioration of the
Return of our
social
society.
fabric of our culture. But let us get back to the project, because we're quickly running out of time. I think we needed 3 hours for this program. So
Yeah.
so Chris, you talk about having D Rush. Now, is that a band that is currently performing in Dominica? So can we go somewhere to support the music by being able to listen to the band play?
Well, we have been given the opportunity to perform a few times, and I'm very thankful to the Ministry of Tourism
Good.
and for giving us the opportunity for the past 2 years to perform at the TV Village Creole. I'm also thankful for some of the communities in Enough that has given us the opportunity to also perform. But when you are starting off a new project, that sometimes it is very difficult for persons to accept you. But by our music that we intend to put out, it is our intention that we will really go out there to really bring out, like how we want to, the music to the extent that we really want to perform.
Hmm. Yeah, and it also begs the question: have you guys received any funding to aid this project? Because this is a project on a national scale. So, have you been able to secure any funding to be able to assist you with this project?
Not at the moment, because presently I'm looking at hitting the bank, to ensure that we can get this project going.
Hmm.
Because I want to see it happen. I want what the legend has in his head to be passed on to me. So in order for that to happen, I have to really get out there and get to the institution to see if they can assist. You
Hmm.
know, in making that dream come true.
Hmm. And also the importance of copyrighting the music. Have we looked at ensuring that the music is copyrighted, because we want to be able to generate income from the
Well,
copyrights of the music? So is that something you guys have looked into?
That should
well,
be very easy. Excuse me.
for
Yes.
sure,
That should be very easy for him,
Yes. Yes.
for
because
sure. Just
so
working with that legend that is right here. He has mentioned so many things to us that we have to learn from him, because he has already set the path. He has blown that trail, and whatever he says, we follow. He's our guide.
Mhm. And
And
that is why this is so important. I'm looking at the two generations side by side, and I'm thinking about the amount of knowledge and experience Anthony Gussie can pass on to you, and is willingly passing on to you, so that you can take up the mantle, you can take up the battle, and continue this important project. So that is why collaboration is important. But I hear in Dominic all the time, there's so many egos in the music industry that collaborations like this are often impossible, because
well,
everybody has an ego and everybody knows it all.
to be
you know,
honest with you, I
yeah.
cannot regret that day that I made contact with this gentleman, because from A to Z, he has instructed, he has guided, he has. We sat down and we spoke. It's just a pity that when he was in Dominica, we did not have too much of a time, that we could have spent together. But the time that we spent together, it was an educational process all along the way.
Yes. Absolutely. And that is what you needed. You needed the guidance.
Yeah, I
Thank
believe that. That's why he called me.
Yes. So do you guys have an estimated date of release of the album that you're working on? Because now that we have this project up in the open, people
Yeah.
are anticipating some new music. I want to get some new music.
So
Do
then
you
that's
have a date?
wonderful. That's wonderful. It's a pleasure to know that because I know they got the message.
Yeah.
So we're still knocking at the door of some of our people who have a way and means financially who would like to invest a little in our arts and culture, you
Mhm.
know, and that would be a pleasure. All they have to do is contact Mr. Dangleben, and
Mhm.
that will be okay for us because on our side so far, on my side, for sure, I'll be doing, let's just say 80% of the work. So the 20% that remain, we need finance.
Yes.
Mr. Christopher will need finance because we have the other things to do, go to the big studio and finish up the album and whatsoever for release and things. So we need that as well. That's where we can have a cooperation, like having someone come in and say he willing to invest with us on
Mhm.
that, on an album with Mr. Christopher and what I'm doing for him. So
Mhm.
then he can just want to be a co-productor with us.
Mhm.
He have
Yes.
nothing to lose. He have nothing to lose, everything to own.
Mhm.
You check with an idea of developing Cadence-Lypso because he mustn't come and tell us he want to put money on a reggae album or a next music. No, that wouldn't interest us at all.
Mhm.
At least for the time.
Mhm.
Cadence-Lypso first. So the door is open. Who knows Mr. Christopher can contact him if they want to do some funds expense with us to help us. If they want to contact me directly, it's easy on Facebook, on WhatsApp. You can just get me easily, and then we can speak. But what is good, we're not waiting on no one to continue working because I'm a believer. Anything I start doing, the Father will always open the way for me to finish. I don't know when, but I know for sure He will always make me reach to the point.
Mhm.
So,
And
I'm not stranded by the waiting on people for
mhm.
sure.
And
But people,
I'm coming to you, Chris. But I highly recommend it for next World Creole Music Festival. D-Rush and Anthony Gussie. So the powers that be who would like to listen to this program and take notes, we already have two performers for you from Dominica. Because if we say that we're interested in promoting Dominica culture, let us take out two of the Jamaican artists you're thinking of bringing next year because when if I go to reggae song splash in Jamaica, I will not hear Kadas music.
yeah,
So if I am going to go to reggae sun splash in Dominica to hear reggae, when I go to Dominica to hear World Creole Music Festival, I want to see God Anthony Gussie. I want to see D Rush.
yeah,
Okay.
Well, I can guarantee you that the musicians that is in that team are experienced, and if when the opportunity comes, we will definitely put on a show that you will definitely remember.
Now, also, which reminds me, as we were talking about young people before, that there's a role for them because a group such as yours that is still relatively unknown, Chris, are we embracing social media? Are we embracing opportunities to get the word out? Using technology. So, what is the role that technology is playing in all of this? Look at us. We're all in different locations and we're able to put this program on. But are we using that opportunity of the technology that's available to get the band exposure?
yeah, exactly, exactly. Because again, without the media, we still have a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
So then we need the media. That means every responsible of the medias in Dominica, as I said, the Chronicle, the TV station, whatsoever, the radio station. I know for sure there's one radio station who always play Cadence-Lypso is Abamango. And this
Mm-hmm.
I would say with proudness, this is the only original radio station I know I saw the man invent, Mr. Dangleben Manai. I saw him invent that radio station in Guadeloupe. And I'm very proud of this because this is something important. This is what I was trying to say, that he at least make this radio station, but I still have to say, do the other stations checking him? I don't know. I'll be happy to know everybody making the force come together, because that's a huge action that he did in Grand Bay for years. Put a radio station there, and it belongs to him. He invented himself.
And it also starts with Q95, because we are the number one program in terms of promoting what is new and up and coming and what needs exposure. So this is only the beginning of the conversation, because what we'll do in the coming, a brand new year around the corner. So we have to have new goals. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but I believe in setting new goals in the new year. And one of the goals of mine is to ensure that we continue following up on the projects that we discuss on this program. So social media, Christopher, whenever you are ready, I am more than happy. Push Past and reaches over 1 million people a month, and Q95 reaches 1 million people on the radio. So as a collaboration, we are more than happy to continue to work with you, continue to work with Gussie, continue to work with the band to get the exposure and to encourage everybody to fund the project. So we have an established way to do so. NIDCLF is a way we can fund the project. We can encourage people to contribute and make a donation. So if anybody's interested, you're listening and you want to be a part of this project, you can always email me at pushpast10@gmail.com. I will be more than happy to be the connecting link to the project. Chris, you wanted to say something?
I would just say simply that our demands is it wouldn't remain at the door of only Dominicans. I would like to say to the international people too, who have the chance to listen to us, if they're interested also, and they would like to produce artists from a small island like Dominica with potential and talents, they're welcome also. I would like to say that to the world. They're welcome also. Because it's very important to make them know. So if Dominicans don't do it, maybe there might be someone else from anywhere. And then after, we'll be just happy. And maybe that might just give the other people an opportunity to shake their waist and see what's happening, because they cannot everything just get away from DA like that. We've been losing everything already.
And before I come to you, you're so right, Gussie, because we always have to think beyond the 65,000 people in Dominica. The world is now flat, so we can reach people from across the world. So Chris, before you said what you were going to say, are we embracing the opportunities to put the music on streaming platforms when it becomes available, so that an international audience can have access to it?
It is our intention to use all the platforms, because we really want the new generation of this music to carry on, so it is our intention to use all the platforms.
Yeah, so think about your final thoughts. Let's grab a few comments on Facebook. We are quickly running out of time, but we always want to make sure that we're engaging with our audience. Wilma Robin says, congrats, my brother Anthony. You have been away for decades. Well, he hasn't really been away. He's been in La Reunion making music. But your passion for your homeland has never faded. All the best on the product. And we appreciate all that you have done for pushing our music. I think they should play Who Are We? I don't know if DJ Shan is still around, Lambi, but if we can, he's not. Oh, our DJ has left. We would have queued up that song for you. Abraham says, good program. Martin Edwards, the Smith brothers are my little nephews with awesome lyrical vibes. They have big musical ambition. David says, let us stand strong and support our culture, our language, and encourage our children to keep our culture alive. Rasmo, thank you so much for being here, cultural icon. I also appreciate Gussie's view of the need to create training and development of young musicians and artists. It is through songwriting workshop that young people will learn to write properly. Veronica Pascal, can you imagine Nasty Business rich on Creole Music Festival? You know what? I was at Creole Music Festival. I'm not going to comment on that because then I'm going to get upset. Marcelin says Nasty Business is what our nasty leaders represent and promote. My mom is here. Anthony, you'll be happy to know. My mom is here. Medina Senhouse. Good night, dear Rose and guest. And then Marcelin says, exactly. Stop watering the world Creole Music Festival with other music except our Creole music. That type of water down can't be considered as Creole Festival evolving nonsense. So training and development. So can this be an opportunity for us to go beyond just the project into creating an even bigger project where young people are trained in maybe engineering, music production, Gussie, how to write a song. So, we have to look even beyond the project that we're talking about. What are your thoughts?
Well, personally, I have one thing I wish to do in Dominica. I didn't have this time during these 2 months, but that's my plan, personal plan, that I realize I don't want to waste my energy and speak to people at my age or nearly a little younger because they're going to get me tired and get me sick. So what I'm wishing to do in Dominica, next time I come to Dominica, I would like to have an opportunity to go to the school, different schools, to speak to the youth, the children, because I believe they will have a better understanding about what I'll be saying. And I'll be more happy to answer a question they will ask me. And then for sure, I know when they go to the home later after school, they're the ones who will tell the parents, Daddy or Mama, don't speak to me like that. It's not like that you have to speak to me. A gentleman told us that in school. We have to respect you all, but you'll have to respect us too.
Absolutely. Hold the thought, Gussie. Did you have a phone call, Lambi?
If I have a phone?
No, Lambi. I think we may have a phone call coming in.
No, we have a 4 week almost queued up.
Oh, yes, the song is queued up, Gussie. So let's listen to the song.
Okay, Lambi. Nice one.
Lambi. Thank you.
What's up in Dominica, the north part of Dominica? But you know the Dominic, what's up, the deuxième ville de Dominique.
Very 3.5 minutes after the 5 o'clock hour in the afternoon, 5:15, we join the BBC World Service in London for the BBC's Carbon Report. At 5:30, we come back with a musical jive. At 6 o'clock, the best of news on top of the hour. Before that, at 5:45, we've got the Caribbean in 5. At 6 o'clock, the media newscast with David brings about national, regional, and international stories. This will be followed by the sports package at 6:15. At 6:50.
For the 20 years anniversary of independence of the beautiful island.
Lambi's dancing.
That's my boy that day.
To Dominica, since we me a little boy, me proud of me land, this virgin land, Dominica Island, food and water for everyone, milk and honey, vanilla and cassava. It's wonderful how we do. It's wonderful how we do. We got a Lypso. We call this rhythm the super rhythm.
Simon.
How we have to use what we have. Mumachi, Blanca P, Molay, and Orange. sweet potato, great hotel gato. This a song how we know. How we, this one how we do. How we, this one how we do. How we.
Thank you, Lambi. Thank you. Yes, so our less fluent Kokoi speakers, Gussie, what is a Fuawi? I know what it is. Christopher, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Christopher?
Yeah, after
I,
all, as I was saying in the song, Plan Cocoy, More Lemon Orange, all that is ours. And I
Yes.
was saying, we have to use what we have to achieve. We have to use what we have to achieve. If we want to achieve, we have to use what we have.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm singing in that song. This is
For
a
all
very
of us.
cultural, educated song about our
Yes.
culture and our island, Dominica.
Yes. But thank you. This was such a wonderful Christmas gift, Gussie and Christopher. This was I know Christmas is over and some of us don't celebrate Christmas, but I celebrate Christmas. And this was such a wonderful Christmas gift to spend some time with a legendary Cadence-Lypso artist, Mr. Anthony Gussie and Christopher Dangleben, as we look forward to 2024 with hope and with aspirations of better days for Dominica. And here we have this music project, which is one of the ways we can contribute to better opportunities to Dominica. So as we wind down, the time has quickly come to an end. What are your final thoughts as we wind down the program this evening? We'll start with you, Gussie.
My final thought is I'll say to you, stay safe, in good health, cause, and blessing to you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
To say thanks a lot
Yes.
to you. And also, thanks also to the station,
Yes.
QFM, Q95, and our DJ here, my brother there. So, and I would like to say, Mr. Christopher Dangleben and I, we have a life together to share. The little bit that remain in me, trust me, I'd never meet someone like this to make me feel that way and want to develop what I'm doing and trying to do with him. So this guy is there for all time. I trust him. I believe in him. And this guy is a nice brother, nice person individually. I'm sure. That for sure. I'm sure. Okay? So I'm saying to all the listeners, those who didn't call, not a text, so never mind, they're listening.
They are.
So we're giving thanks to each and everyone who listened to that program and appreciate it and hoping the result, as you said, wouldn't delay for us, because what we are doing is for us, for the native island of Dominica. Mm-hmm. So we have to put it blessed, beautiful, for it to remain like this. We have to make our island remain as it is, beautiful. You lovely Dominica. We cannot lose this. We mustn't lose that. I love this island. I trust me, I have nothing out here in Babylon apart from my physical body and my sweetheart and my children. If not, everything I have in me else is in Dominica. It's from Dominica. All my thoughts, my attitudes, everything. It's always a Dominican I am. I'm fighting to develop our culture the way I can in my way, and with help that can come naturally, like Mr. Christopher and others, they're welcome. Because I wouldn't be able alone, and no one can't alone. We need each other to advance. It's like that. And it should remain like that all time in our life. And the last word, I'll ask my people in Dominica, organize yourself a little, because we are not organized. In all different critters, forms, I realize that we are not organized in our beautiful island. So my people, try to be organized. And when I say organized, we should have Cadence-Lypso on the port when the tourist boat come.
Yep.
We have nothing like that playing on the port. No Cadence-Lypso. So please, It's not my affair, it's our affair. Don't forget. I'm just a humble servant representing my beautiful island with dignity and proudness. I will never stop. So, may God bless you all. Thanks a lot to each and every one. Thanks a lot, my.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Cuz. Thank you so much for being here, gracing us with your presence. I hope that you felt appreciated. I hope that you felt celebrated and honored with everything that you have contributed to Dominica, and you continue to contribute to Dominica. And let me just vouch for what you said about Christopher Dangleben, because I grew up with Christopher Dangleben in Roseau. So
Wow.
I can attest to you that he's a wonderful human being. So I am not surprised that he has taken on this initiative. He has taken on this project, and I believe and pray that this project will be successful because it is in the right hands, the hands of people who are capable, the people who are passionate, and people who are disciplined, because we have so many people out there who are passionate about things, but when the tough time gets going, they head out because it is too difficult. But I know that you will persevere because you're both very disciplined. Amen. So, Chris, with that, let's come over to you for your final thoughts.
Well, well, I just want to say a very special thank you to you for having invited the legend and myself to be on this program. Without you being there tonight, this would not have been possible. I also want to big up Mr. G and Lambi and Sherwin and the management and staff of Q95, the big station. Trust me, you all have made it possible for us to be here, and I am very thankful. Um, the legend himself, you know, words, words are not enough to express my gratitude, you know, to you for being there, you know, most importantly, and for being the pillar of this project, for being, you know, it's there's so much I would have to say, you know, in a nutshell, but time doesn't permit, you know. And I'm just thankful for all those who are listening and tuned in to this program, you know. And from what I'm seeing every week, this program is getting bigger and bigger, and it continues to grow as we go along. But I just want to wish you, Simon, and your family all the best. I just heard you mention your mom earlier. Please send my regards and greetings to her and the rest of your family. Legend, I can't do it without you. I
Jan,
cannot do it without you.
Jan, my brother, you know, we are together, brother. And my cousin, I would just like to say to one of my teachers, I spoke about my manager, Mr. Tony Cocoville. I will speak about Mr. Bernard Brown from Wesley. And then I'll speak about my real teacher, David John Baptist Ras Jumbo. This is my bass player, guitar player. And this is the kind of a Dominicans I took away with me. And we over there. So for them to see our face with our white beards, that's the only way we have to come together.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you both.
Thanks
And
a lot.
again, thank you, everyone. Lambi, Chauvin,
Rastafari
Mr.
live.
Q95. Thank you for joining us for our #1 program as we
Oh,
continue to showcase the people, the projects, the organizations that are working to advance Dominica, especially as it relates to providing financial opportunities, because so many of us are doing such important work, but we're always doing it in the background. So this is your platform. This is our platform for showcasing all the work that we do on different levels to advance Dominica. So again, thank you for being here for another episode of Roots Connections on Q, as we talked about the Cadence-Lypso project, how 2 generations of Dominicans are coming together to preserve and advance Cadence-Lypso. We were joined by the legend himself, Mr. Anthony Gussie, and as well prominent musician, Mr. Christopher Dangleben. So we continue to look at the changes we need to make to advance opportunity. Dominica, we continue to look at, opportunities that are already available to advance Dominica. So don't forget, keep it locked to Q95 FM radio, the big station. Keep it locked to Q95DA.com for all the best in daily programming. And as I mentioned before, we are going to continue to follow up on these projects that we've talked about. You know, today is our 61st episode of Roots Connections. We started back in 2021. So we have a lot of projects to follow up on, because this cannot be a one-time interview where people come on and talk about their projects and then we don't revisit what is going on, because we have to continue to provide the ongoing support. And as you listen to the programs, I want you to think, how can I make a contribution to what I am hearing? Because we have to do more than be passionate about Dominica. We have to find a way to turn that passion into action. And I love the way Gussie put it, that we cannot sit around and wait. Because in Dominica, it feels like we're always waiting. We're waiting on a handout. We're waiting on a politician. We're waiting on a bank. We have to stop waiting. We have to jump in. If we don't have a project that we're working on ourselves, when we're listening to this program, we have to think, what can I do to support? And if you are ready to support, you know how to reach me. pushpast10@gmail.com, pushpast10@gmail.com. And I want you to email me for two reasons. One, because you too have a project that you're working on that will advance the lives of Dominicans at home and worldwide. Or two, you're listening to a program and you're thinking, wow, I have a great way I can finance this program. We have a lot of prominent people who listen to this program. I know, because they WhatsApp me. So what financial contribution can you make to this program? So I want you to reach out to me, pushpast10@gmail.com. And if you're interested in following up on how these projects are doing, pushpast10.com. So www.pushpast10.com is where we will be providing you with all the updates. Because again, this is not just a one-time interview. These are ongoing projects. So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Roots Connections on Q. I am Simone Matthew, and it is always wonderful to be in your company, to share all that is beautiful and positive about Dominica. So we will be back with you January 10th for another engaging program. So don't forget to follow Push Past 10 on Facebook and to follow Q95 FM radio on Facebook as well. And we know that you will keep it locked. I know the last 2 days you were miserable because Monday was Christmas and Tuesday was Boxing Day. So there was no regularly scheduled program on Q95. So come Wednesday, I know we all jumped in and we've been locked in since then.
Knocked out.
Thank you. Thank you, Gussie. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lambi. And with that, we say good evening. Happy New Year. Stay safe and continue to celebrate the holidays. So good night. And we will see you soon.
Good night to everyone.
Guys.
Bye. Rastafari.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
To everyone.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
Roots Connections on Q, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every other Wednesday on Q95. The educational advancement. Many are ready to give back to their cherished nature island. Welcome to Roots Connections on Q.
Since me a little boy, me proud of me land, this virgin land, Dominica Island, food and water, for everyone, milk and honey, vanilla and cassava. It's wonderful Maui too. Maui. It's wonderful Maui too. We got a Lypso. We call it rhythm, the super rhythm. we have to use what we have to achieve. Plant coffee, mullein and orange, sweet potato, grapefruit and cocoa. This a song